Walking is good for you. Everyone knows that. 30 minutes a day, they say. But here's what most people don't realize. Walking only moves you in one direction forward. Your legs? They need something else entirely. Think about the last time you stepped off a curb, reached sideways for something, or caught yourself on uneven ground. That's not forward movement. That's lateral stability, side-to-side strength, the kind of capability walking never builds. Here's where it gets interesting. For over 1,000 years, martial artists across the world, kung fu, karate, tai chi, have used one exercise as their foundation. Not because it's traditional, because it works. It strengthens the exact muscles walking misses. The deep glutes, the inner thighs, the stabilizers that keep you steady when life throws you off balance. And the best part? It takes just 2 minutes, not the 30 you'd spend on a walk. The horse stance isn't about replacing your walks. It's about filling the gap walking leaves behind. Stronger legs, better balance, real-world capability in a fraction of the time. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to do the horse stance, why it works better than walking for building real-world leg strength, and how to progress from beginner to confident in just 2 minutes a day. Let's start with the basics. You're standing in the kitchen. You reach sideways to grab something from the counter. Your foot plants, your body twists, and for just a second, you feel that slight wobble, that moment where your leg isn't quite sure what to do. Walking trains your legs to move forward. That's it. Forward, forward, forward. But life doesn't happen in straight lines. It happens sideways. It happens when you're off balance, reaching, turning. That's where the horse stance comes in. It trains the muscles walking, never touches the ones that keep you steady when the ground isn't cooperating. Here's how to start. Stand facing a sturdy chair or kitchen counter. Place your feet wider than your shoulders, toes pointing slightly outward about the angle your feet naturally want to go. Hold the chair back with both hands for balance. Now, sit back like you're lowering into an invisible chair. Keep your chest up, your back straight. Push your knees outward, not forward. Your knees should track over your toes, not past them. Lower down until you feel your thighs working. You don't need to go deep. Even a quarter squat counts. Hold this position for 10 seconds to start. Breathe normally. Your weight should be in your heels, not your toes. If your knees hurt, come up higher. If you feel unsteady, hold the chair tighter. There's no rush. Start where you are, not where you think you should be. This matters when you're reaching into the back seat of the car, when you're bending to pick something up from a low shelf, when you're stepping off a curb that's higher than you expected. These aren't hypothetical moments, they're Tuesday afternoon. The horse stance builds the lateral strength that lets you move sideways, reach across your body, shift your weight without hesitation. It's not about looking fit. It's about carrying groceries without your legs shaking. About trusting your body to hold steady when you twist to check your blind spot. Small moments. Real capability. That's what this stance gives you confidence that your legs will show up when you need them. Here's what's happening in your body. When you hold this position, you're activating your hip abductors, the muscles on the outer part of your hips, and your adductors, the inner thigh muscles walking barely uses. These muscles work together to stabilize your pelvis when you move sideways or rotate. Think of them like the guy wires on a tent. Walking strengthens the poles, your quads, your calves, but the horse stance tightens the wires that keep everything from tipping over. Both matter. Walking gives you endurance. The horse stance gives you stability. You need both. You just trained your body to do something walking never will. You activated muscles that have been waiting for this, muscles designed to keep you upright when life gets uneven. This wasn't about performance. It wasn't about proving anything. It was about giving your legs the tools they need to keep up with your life. 10 seconds. That's all it took to start. And that's not luck. That's you making a choice about how capable you want to be. Now let's go deeper. The horse stance looks simple enough, just a wide squat, right? But here's what most people don't realize. It's not really about your thighs. Those get the burn, sure. But the real work is happening behind you, in your glutes. Specifically, the deep glute muscles that rotate your hips outward and keep your pelvis stable. These are the muscles that fire when you step onto uneven ground, when you pivot to look behind you, when your weight shifts unexpectedly. Walking, it barely touches them. The horse stance wakes them up every single time you hold it. Here's how to feel those glutes working. Get back into your horse stance position, feet wide, holding the chair if you need it. This time, as you lower down, focus on pushing your knees outward. Not just letting them track over your toes, but actively pushing them apart like you're trying to open the floor beneath you. You should feel tension building on the outer edges of your hips. That's your glutes engaging to rotate your hips. Hold this for 15 seconds. Keep your chest up, back straight, weight in your heels. The effort shouldn't be in your lower back. If it is, come up a bit higher. You want the work in your hips and outer thighs. Breathe steadily. Your glutes are learning to hold your body stable in a way walking never demands from them. This is what keeps you from wobbling when you step off a curb wrong. What stabilizes you when you're standing on one leg to put on your shoes. What holds your pelvis steady when you're carrying something heavy on one side. Strong glutes aren't about appearance, they're about staying upright when the ground isn't level, when your weight isn't perfectly balanced. It's the difference between catching yourself smoothly and that heart-stopping moment where you're not sure if you'll stay up. This stance trains your body to stay composed when things shift. That's not fitness for the sake of fitness. That's capability you use every single day. Research from rehabilitation specialists shows that the deep gluteal muscles, gluteus medius and minimus, are critical for what's called dynamic stability. That's your body's ability to stay balanced while moving or responding to unexpected changes. When these muscles are weak, your knee and hip alignment suffers, which increases stress on joints and raises injury risk. The horse stance trains these muscles in an isometric hold, which strengthens them at their most vulnerable angle, the position where they need to fire fastest when you lose balance. You're essentially teaching your glutes to respond before your brain even registers the problem. You just strengthen the muscles that stand between you and a stumble, the ones that hold you steady when sidewalks tilt, when floors are slippery, when your attention is somewhere else and your body has to react on its own. 15 seconds. That's what it took to train a part of your body walking leaves behind. This isn't about being an athlete. It's about being someone who doesn't hesitate before stepping onto uneven ground. Next, let's talk about your inner thighs. Here's something you've probably noticed but never thought about. Watch someone walk down the street. Their legs move in a straight line forward, forward, forward. Now watch someone step sideways off a curb or reach across their body for something. Suddenly, those inner thigh muscles have to fire to control the movement. The horse stance trains those exact muscles, your adductors, the ones running along your inner thighs, that pull your legs together and control side-to-side motion. Walking uses them minimally. The horse stance loads them fully. That's the difference between having lateral strength and just having forward endurance. Let's refine your stance to feel this. Get into position again, feet wide, knees tracking outward over your toes. This time, as you hold the stance, think about gently squeezing your inner thighs together without actually moving your feet. You're creating tension without changing position. You should feel your inner thighs engage. That's your adductors working to stabilize your pelvis from the inside, while your glutes stabilize from the outside. Hold this for 20 seconds. Your inner and outer thighs are working as a team now, creating stability from both directions. If you feel shaking, that's normal. These muscles aren't used to being challenged this way. Keep your weight in your heels, chest up, breathing steady. You're training muscles that have been passengers during your walks to become active participants. This prepares you for the moments life doesn't announce. When you have to step sideways suddenly to avoid something. When you're reaching across the kitchen counter and your weight shifts unexpectedly to one leg. When you're getting out of the car and the ground is lower than you thought. These aren't rare events, they're every day. But they require lateral control that forward movement never builds. The horse stance gives you a wider margin for those moments. Not perfection, not immunity from slips, just better odds, more capability. The difference between thinking, "I've got this," and hoping you've got this when your body has to move in ways walking never practices. Here's what most people misunderstand about leg strength. They think strong legs mean being able to walk farther or climb more stairs. That's endurance. But strength is different. It's about controlling your body when forces pull you in different directions. Your inner thighs and outer hips work like opposing guy wires, keeping your pelvis centered when you move laterally. Walking only trains front-to-back stability. The horse stance trains the other axis entirely side to side. Both matter. One isn't better than the other. But if you only do one, you're leaving half your stability untrained. In a month, your body will respond differently to uneven ground. Not dramatically, not perfectly, just a little more smoothly, a little more confidently. You'll step off curbs without that slight hesitation. You'll reach sideways without checking your balance first. Small shifts, real capability. That's what 20 seconds of tension just bought you a body that's prepared for more than straight lines, more than predictable ground, more than the way walking assumes life works. Now here's where time becomes the advantage. Research shows that isometric holds exercises where you stay still under tension build muscular endurance faster than dynamic movements for the same time invested. A 2-minute horse stance creates more leg endurance than a 30-minute walk. Not because it's magic, because your muscles are under constant load with no rest between reps. Every second counts. Walking gives your muscles micro breaks with each step. The horse stance doesn't. Your quads, glutes, and stabilizers are working continuously, adapting to sustained effort. That's why 2 minutes can replace 30. It's not about distance covered. It's about time under tension. Let's build your hold time systematically. Start with 30 seconds in your horse stance. Use the chair for support if needed. Focus on steady breathing. Inhale for 4 counts. Exhale for 4 counts. When 30 seconds feels manageable 3 days in a row, add 10 seconds. Now you're at 40 seconds. Stay there until it feels controlled. Then add another 10. Keep climbing in 10-second increments. 50 seconds, then 60, then 70. Your goal is 2 minutes, but there's no deadline. Some people get there in 2 weeks. Others take 2 months. Both are fine. What matters is consistency practice every other day. giving your muscles time to adapt between sessions. Track your time. Celebrate each 10-second increase. You're not competing with anyone. You're building capability at your own pace, on your own terms. This endurance shows up when you're standing in line at the grocery store, when you're cooking dinner and your legs start to feel tired, when you're at a museum or gallery and everyone else is looking for a bench but you're still comfortable standing. It's not dramatic. You won't suddenly run marathons, but you'll notice that your legs don't quit on you as quickly, that you can stand through an entire conversation without shifting your weight constantly. That tired legs become a choice to rest, not a desperate need. Small gains, real impact, the kind that makes daily life easier without anyone else noticing the work you put in. Here's what happens during those 2 minutes. Your muscle fibers are holding a contraction without movement, which forces them to maintain tension using slow-twitch muscle fibers, the ones built for endurance, not power. These fibers adapt quickly to sustained holds, becoming more efficient at managing prolonged effort. Think of it like teaching your legs to idle smoothly instead of revving high. Walking trains these fibers too, but intermittently. The horse stance trains them continuously. Both approaches work, but one takes 2 minutes. The other takes 30. Same adaptation. Different time investment. You just proved something important. Your legs can do more than you've been asking of them. Not in bursts, not in dramatic moments. In sustained, patient effort that builds the kind of endurance life actually requires. 2 minutes felt long at first. Now it's routine. That's not just stronger legs. That's evidence that your body still adapts, still improves, still responds to what you ask of it at any age. Finally, let's talk about going hands-free. The horse stance without holding anything isn't about showing off. It's about proving to yourself that your legs can handle your body weight in a challenging position without external support. That's different from walking. Walking is momentum. One foot catches you as the other pushes forward. The unsupported horse stance is pure control, your legs holding you steady with nowhere to shift the load. This is where all that lateral strength, glute activation, and time under tension comes together. Not as a test, as confirmation that your body is more capable than it was when you started. Here's how to progress safely to hands-free. Start where you are now, holding the chair. 2-minute hold. Comfortable depth. Next session, try this. Hold the chair with just your fingertips instead of your full grip. Same 2 minutes, same depth, but less support. Do this for a week. Then progress to one hand on the chair, the other hand resting on your hip. Alternate which hand holds support each session. After another week, try both hands hovering just above the chair, not touching, but ready to grab if needed. Finally, when that feels controlled, step away from the chair entirely. Start with 30 seconds unsupported, even though you can hold 2 minutes with support. Build back up gradually. Your balance needs time to adapt to the new challenge. There's no rush. The chair isn't going anywhere. This is about maintaining your independence on your own terms. Being able to stand strong without reaching for support means you can trust your body in more situations. Getting up from a low chair without using your arms. Standing on a bus or train without gripping the rail quite so tightly. Moving through your home without unconsciously touching walls or counters for reassurance. These aren't hypothetical freedoms, they're daily moments where your body either shows up confidently or makes you hesitate. The unsupported horse stance doesn't eliminate all hesitation, but it reduces it. It gives you more margin, more options, more trust in your own legs to handle what life asks of them. A study on older adults who practiced unsupported stance work showed improvements in what researchers call postural confidence, the belief that your body will stay upright when challenged. That confidence translates directly to real-world movement. People who trust their balance move more freely, take fewer compensatory steps, and show less fear-related muscle tension. The horse stance builds that trust mechanically. Your legs get stronger, but also psychologically. Every session where you hold steady without support is evidence your body can be trusted, not blind faith. Earned confidence based on repeated proof that your legs work. Remember when holding the chair for 30 seconds felt challenging? Now you're standing unsupported for 2 minutes. That's not luck. That's not genetics. That's evidence that your body still responds, still adapts, still gets stronger when you give it a reason to. You didn't wait for permission from a doctor or a trainer. You didn't wait for the perfect moment. You started where you were and progressed on your own terms. That's what real independence looks like. You didn't just learn one exercise today. You learned why your legs need more than forward movement to stay capable. Why 2 minutes of sustained tension can build strength faster than 30 minutes of walking. Why martial artists across centuries chose this stance as their foundation, not because it's traditional, but because it works. The horse stance fills the gap walking leaves behind. Lateral strength, deep stability, real-world capability you can build in your own kitchen. So here's my question. Which part of the horse stance will you start with today? The basic hold with chair support? The glute activation? The progression toward 2 minutes? Drop it in the comments below. And if you've already been practicing this, tell us what you've noticed. Your experience might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to get started. We're all figuring this out together. Walking is good for you. Keep doing it. But now you know it's not enough on its own. Your legs are designed for more than straight lines and predictable terrain. The horse stance gives them that lateral strength, sustained endurance, earned confidence. 2 minutes. That's all it takes to train what walking never will. You don't need permission. You just need to begin.